and welcome to Newsmakers. I'm Carrie Coogan, your host today, and we're here with Mike Kiegerl, the Kansas State Representative, and I'm happy to say that we are in Johnson County at the all-electric house. It's part of the Johnson County Museum of History. So thank you for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm really fine, thank you.
Good. Well, there's a couple of hot button topics going on in your state right now. One of them I wanted to ask you about is immigration.
Well, immigration is, of course, you're very right. It's hot button and controversial, and at my age, I'm not worried about controversy. But the main problem with immigration is that the federal government is not doing its job, and that makes it very difficult for us in the state because we can really only function at the margins. We have a lot of extra expenses because of the open borders, and as you know, we just recently had all this invasion of children into the country that have to go somewhere. And you know, I should say that I am a legal immigrant, and I understand that people want to come to America to better themselves, but we have to have laws and we have to control our borders. We don't know who's coming now, and these people are just basically dumped into our lap, and we have to pay for them. And I think we need to take care of our own people first, and not being, making it difficult for the taxpayers in the state.
What about the people who are already here, or their children who are already here?
That's another issue, and I have some real problem with some of the things we are doing. We, for example, grant them in-state tuition for the children of illegals. Now, first of all, from kindergarten to grade 12, the state is required to educate them. And each student, as you know, costs us $12,000 or more dollars per year, and it's a big burden on us. But the in-state tuition, I personally oppose it because an American citizen, someone who is from Colorado or Missouri, cannot get that $8,000 subsidy that the child of an illegal immigrant gets. And I think that's patently unfair. And so we've tried several times to rescind that particular provision, but never succeeded. The problem also is, once these people are educated, there is presently no law that will allow them to get a job. They cannot work legally. We've had the Secretary of State up testifying in behalf of that particular thing. So we're educating them for the sake of education, which is fine, but to what purpose? And that is one of the problems. I think one of the main things we need to do is to insist that the federal government secure our border. We need to make sure that we know who's coming and that they go through the legal process. And maybe we need to loosen the process. Maybe we need to admit more people. I think immigrants in the long term are a boon to the American economy, but the present way is just chaotic. And it's really also a possible threat because we don't know who's coming. You don't need to, if you're a potential terrorist, don't need to go through John F. Kennedy Airport. You fly to Mexico City and just walk across the border. We wouldn't know. And that's, I think, something that we ought to concern ourselves with.
So you're coming up for re-election. What would you say has been your greatest accomplishment so far in office?
Well, I have been chairman of the Children's and Families Issues Committee, and for years I've fought for the elimination of the waiting list for disabled children, and we finally made some progress. We got some money, not enough, but we were going to work at it. We passed the autism insurance bill, which I've worked for over 4 years with others, and I think if that's the only thing I ever did, I would be happy to say I've made a difference. But there were other things that I've been contributing as far as the tax reform. I'm an economist. I'm the only economist in the House, and I've kind of helped educate some of my colleagues on the need for taxation changes, changing from investment and income taxes, which are very pernicious, to consumption taxes. And we have a governor now who's put a program together that is nationwide, recognized nationwide as an example of what should be done in state government. And in fact, the Wall Street Journal said the Feds should learn from us. So, I think overall, I feel, I've been in the House 9 years. I feel that I've made a contribution. There's always more that you would like to do. And you have to realize you become humble very soon when you get there, because you realize you're one of 125 and you need to have 63 others voting with you, and that is a very, very difficult thing, because if you come up with a plan to eliminate pollution for the entire state for $1.50, somebody will have oppose it. Somebody will have.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
That's right.
Well, Kansas State Representative Mike Kiegerl, thank you so much for coming in today. Unfortunately, we're all out of time, but we really appreciate you coming in to talk to us today.
I appreciate
being
here. Thank you.
And I'm your host, Carrie Coogan. That's all the time we have for Newsmakers today. We'll see you back here next time.